It's been pretty cool over the last few months, sort of watching your journey from when you and I first had a chat. Must have been like 3 or 4 months ago now that we caught up on the phone and first had a chat, and I got to learn about your business and where you're at. I guess it's been a big 3 or 4 months for you, mate.
100%. It has been the biggest journey in business that I've taken on board, and it's been the biggest change within business I've had. Everything I've gained from this has been phenomenal. It's really given me good overview of how I need to be operating, and the support that's been there has been great as well. It's really given me good direction.
When did you start business? Why did you get into starting your own business?
I started my business as Jake the Sparky back, I think, in 2019, and just started to have a bit more freedom around myself to do things how I wanted to. And then as things progressed, I started getting more work coming on and started to really enjoy being a bit more in control of my own jobs. And it also allowed me to do a lot of trainings for myself and push myself further. And whereas when working for someone, it almost felt quite mundane. As the year progressed, I had a couple of workers, one apprentice and another sort of labourer. So had a bit of a team, but still at that stage before jumping on with UpScale, I was still a bit lost in terms of what I need to be doing or where I need to be in managing the business and putting my best foot forward, getting more work coming in. It was all sort of just word of mouth and just happening. And then coming and joining UpScale, had a complete mind shift for myself. Even in the first couple of sessions, I started to see the pitfalls and poking holes within the business that weren't operating to the best of their abilities, and we weren't operating to the best of our abilities.
And what were the challenges that you came up against as a business owner that you maybe might have taken you by surprise?
Honestly, the management side and understanding how to run a business. I mean, most people will know, or most people going into business, they're probably fantastic workers and really good tradies who think, yeah, I want to do this and go on board. But I think I'd speak for many people when you say, we don't get business courses. We don't get taught how to run a business or how to manage clients, how to invoice or even generate sort of leads, things like that. It's something that you never really get taught. You get taught all the work, but then this back-end sort of stuff was a big eye-opener into business, and it was like a whole new sense of learning.
When we look at that 12 weeks that you're in Growth Lab, you have your one-on-one sessions with your head coach and your accounting coach. What did you get out of those sessions, those one-on-one sessions?
A lot of support, and a lot of it allowed me the ability to ask questions and say, what am I doing and where do I want to be going? And then filling in the gaps through the conversations of, okay, well, this is something, this is a system you need to put in place. And a lot of it did come down to the systems and how I chose to operate the business. And through those conversations, I was able to look at the data, look at the numbers, and then really get an understanding of what the business is, what we're doing, where everything's going, really.
Yeah, awesome. And then well, I guess we look at the Tuesday night foundations calls where we learn all about the theory. What did you like about those sessions?
They were something I looked forward to every single week. Honestly, I just knew that from the first couple that I was a part of, that I was going to gain so much information and knowledge, and also share my experience, and we all benefited one another. Those sessions were probably the biggest thing to help me shift my mindset and understand, okay, this is where I need to be, this is what I need to do. And I was able to implement those foundations. Like I say, before that, business was sort of all over the place. There was no real foundation in my business. And then going on to these sessions really helped me put the building blocks in place to have a good foundation and then scale up from there.
That's so cool, mate. I'm really excited to be on this journey with you and sort of watch as you continue to grow your team and your business. Mate, thanks so much for joining us today. It's cool to have you on the podcast, and maybe we can check in down the track and see where you get to in the next year or so.
No, definitely. I think, if it's anything like the past few months have been with being on the foundation of the Growth Lab, it's going to accelerate phenomenally from here with the next stage. And I'm very, very excited to be a part of it. It's truly been a complete change in the business, how I'm operating. And without being part of UpScale, without that foundation Growth Lab, and I don't think I'd be where I am today. So I want to thank you guys as well for all the hard work and effort you've put in. It's been absolutely life-changing. I'm really excited for the next stage and next step.